supportive. I think the country as a whole understands that the best way to deal with this is if we have tough local lockdowns, tough, swift and decisive local lockdowns to keep it and get it under control in those towns. It's principally in those towns. And I pay tribute to the efforts of local people in many places from Kirklees to Ashford, across the country. It's going down now in Leicester. They're making a huge effort, and I thank them for what they're doing. But that is the way to deal with it. It is absolutely vital as a country that we continue to keep our focus and our discipline, and that we don't delude ourselves that somehow we're out of the woods or that this is all over, because it isn't all over. And the most important thing we can do to stop a second wave, a really damaging second wave, is which would have real consequences, not just medical, but also for the economy, is everybody continue to observe the social distancing guidelines, to wash your hands, to wear a mask on public transport or in shops. And the most important thing we need to do is get a test if you have symptoms.
Really important reports coming out. There was the Club of Rome report, which I think was about 1971. And above all, not to go hell for leather for economic growth. In other words, it really questioned the basic model on which societies have been trading for years. And I still think those were words well said. So what is in the end the problem? The end of the problem is the human race itself. There's no question about that.
We are emitting 41 gigatons of CO2 per year as a globe. So have this be your 40 gigatons, okay? By the year 2020, we have to do two things. We have to ensure that we are not going beyond making this a bigger paper, okay? That we definitely stay within that boundary, but also that we have put everything in motion such that by 2030, 1 decade later, we can actually cut this in half. By 2030, we have to be at 20 gigatons. By 2040, we have to be at 10. By 2050, we have to be at 5. 5 is the maximum that we could possibly, under some circumstances, absorb. If not, we have to go, and this is the huge anxiety that is reigning over all of us. We have to go into something called negative emissions that we can talk about later. But do you see the drastic nature of the emission reductions that we have to take? That's not linear, that is exponential. Now,
fear-mongering, frightening people can benefit some groups, because if you're the group who offers a solution to those fears, I'm the witch doctor and I've gotten you frightened of witches, then I gain power, I gain prestige, as soon as I gain money. Fear-mongering is a technique that has benefited many people over the ages. Politicians sometimes gain by, if it's not for me, the world's going to fall apart, give us power. Environmentalists, we're the groups, we're the only ones who can guide civilization forward. We're going to run out, we're going to lose, we're going to have. They frighten people. Fear-mongering can sometimes affect people's behavior, and if you know what that behavior change might be, you can sometimes profit by the fears of others.
you the crown? What the hell are you the crown? Who do you serve? It ain't me or the people. It serves itself. Serves itself. Why don't you care about the world and everything in her? You've had your time, it's ending. Anyone who looks can see what you are. Your temple will crumble once again. The killers of hope, Diana. Everyone knows you took her, yeah. You lie and cheat, but we can see it. We can see the game is up. You're blackmailing of the world. Rush. You are the deceiver of the world. You are the creature of hell. Die the crown. Die the